Whenever you look up where to visit in China as a tourist, this place will always be high on the list. Welcome to Yangshou. Known around the world mainly for its striking rock formations that look like something straight out of a fairy tale or an adventure movie. It's a place that has drawn tourists and creatives for decades, so we thought it was about time we came and seen it for ourselves. From the buzzing scenes on the West Street to the surrounding ancient towns, the place is beautiful and our trip was filled with peaceful moments, but also what might just be our biggest mess up and mistake in this country yet. And let's just say it has something to do with renting a bike for the first time here in China. Yangshou is actually part of the Guilin prefecture and it's only about an hour and 15 minutes of a ride away from Guilin city, and that's where we started to come here as well. Based off all the research we'd done about Yangshou before coming, we just knew it was this stunning location surrounded by loads of beautiful rock formations, that the Li River runs straight through it, and just got loads of stunning scenery. What we didn't realise is that it's actually so built up. It's like a wee mini city in itself. I believe if this was anywhere else in the world it would be classed as a city, but whenever I actually googled it there to double check, they classed it as a small tourist town resort here in China, and I can tell you something, it is not a small town at all. This place is massive and there's loads of shops everywhere. It is obviously very, very touristy, which we did expect. This is known as one of the must visit kind of backpackery traveler places to go in China, so we were expecting that. But yeah, I just can't believe that they class this as a small town. It just shouldn't be at all. That makes no sense to my head.
One of the most famous rivers here in China is the Li River, and it runs right through Guilin and through Yangshou here. And the Yangshou area is meant to be one of the most beautiful sections of the Li River, and that is because of all of the karst formations that you can see around it. They are absolutely stunning. And we have found a lovely little spot here on the bridge that we are just chilling out all by ourselves. So we're gonna sit down and take in the scenery for a while. I feel like we've already mentioned it a few times in this China series so far, but this time around we have made a point to come and enjoy the natural beauty that's here in China, because there is so much to come and see. It's not just about the big vibrant cities, because I feel like the last time we came to China in April, we visited a lot of the cities and we loved it. We loved the hustle and the bustle and how fast-paced everything was, but we did kind of skip over this natural beauty and the more laid-back approach that also exists here in China. So this time around, being able to go to the national park and come to Guilin and just enjoy Yangshou. Yangshou feels very different from anywhere else that we've been in China so far. It nearly feels quite Southeast Asian. In a way, when we're here in Yangshou, it nearly feels like we're in Ninh, in Laos, or in Vang Vang, with all of the different rocks around us and just surrounded by loads of beautiful country roads that I can't wait to go and explore later on. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
Kids love the drone.
They all came over there because they could see Owen had a wee screen in front of him, his phone, and they were like, "What are you looking at?" And they were all so curious, but they were lovely. So friendly. That's one thing about kids here in China. We find that kids in the second generation can speak a lot better English than what their parents can. So their parents are always trying to encourage them to come over and speak to us. And they're always so polite. They're like, "Hello, how are you? Where are you from?" Oh.
From Ireland.
Ireland.
Yes.
Dublin.
Yes, close to Dublin. And then in this occasion, we've got a fella.
How long are you staying?
We stay in China for 1 month.
1 month.
1 month. We go back to Guilin City today,
Kuala City.
and then tomorrow we go to Shenzhen.
Shenzhen.
Yeah.
Shenzhen is a city.
Yeah. Maybe I pronounce it wrong.
Shenzhen.
Shenzhen. Beside Hong Kong.
Oh, bây giờ Shenzhen.
Shenzhen. Yeah.
We've even got some horses. Look at them. Gorgeous. Bye, horses. So this area is actually quite spread out, so the best way to get around is actually by renting an e-bike. So we have found a spot here. Owen's inside doing a bit of negotiation, finding out what the price is. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have an e-bike and we will be on our way. Yes, look at
We
this.
have helmet. Yeah. I didn't know what to say. It helmet.
I guess she understood. So we have just got the e-bike and it was only 40 yuan for the day. We have to have it back by 9 p.m. later on. We did also have to pay a 200 yuan deposit, but we'll get it back when we come back with the bike. Obviously, just have to have some security measures in there. But we have got this beautiful little blue bike. And we've got some helmets. Safety
She
first.
gave you a pink one. Look at
Yay!
this. Come on. Come on.
Okay.
This could be entertaining.
Entertaining to say the least.
Okay,
Are
well,
you ready?
hold on for dear life. I haven't rode a bike in maybe about 2 months. Haven't rode an electric bike like this ever, I don't think. There's no noise out of it at all. It is nippy. And this is the first time I've ever drove a bike in China. So, wish us luck, lads. I'm going to go down straight now.
Yeah. Let's do a test run
Yeah.
around the neighbourhood. Oh, maybe jeans were a bad idea. I'm a bit tight.
There we go. Give it a few moments and we'll be
Yeah.
grand. Oh, this is beautiful.
The wind in my hair. This is actually really, really nice because it's so hot at the moment that we'll be able to see so much more and not be sweating like pigs the whole time.
The main reason it's so popular to rent an e-bike here is so you can head off and explore more of the rock formations and the beautiful natural areas surrounding Yangshou. But it isn't the only reason we wanted to get a bike. A short 30k drive away sits the ancient town of Xingping, which is actually another hotspot for visitors in the area. So that's the direction we're heading in today.
It looks like we're going really fast right now, but we're really not.
We're doing 27 kilometers an hour!
Yeah.
You can also rent e-bikes in China without a driving license, which makes it super accessible to such a large number of visitors.
I'm gonna hold on to my helmet or else it's gonna blow off. We have just made it to the entrance of the ancient town area and it is busy. There's traffic
Very busy.
everywhere. We're queued up and everyone's trying to get you into like their car parks. Must be like for paid parking out here because it's just gonna get busier the further in you get. But we are literally surrounded by all of the rock formations. It looks really, really incredible. But just to wait to get into the actual town and get parked up so we can go for a walk around. And we have made it to the ancient town pedestrian street. We parked just at the other side of the river and now we are right in the middle of everything. There's loads of different shops going on here and there's just a lot of people, to be honest. So we're gonna get stuck in, walk around for a wee bit and see what we find. Maybe pick up some tasty bits and pieces.
Throughout our visits to China, we've realised that these ancient towns seem to exist across most of the country, and they're all pretty similar, to be honest with you. Usually they're all very touristy, filled with cute little shops and restaurants, and are quite busy, but still a nice place to come and have a stroll around. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. But this ancient town in particular does have quite a few very unique things about it, which we're going to come to very shortly.
For this to be a really big tourist spot in this area, it's actually really affordable, which isn't usually the case when we come to these ancient town areas. Everything's usually through the roof for like food, souvenirs, but I've actually been in and out of loads of different shops, loads of clothes shops, and there's some really, really affordable pieces and they are beautiful as well. Every couple of shops you also have the places that they are renting out the different outfits and costumes and they are so beautiful. And then I think it comes with a package that you get a photographer, so they're all out on the streets doing little photo shoots and it's just class. And and we couldn't come to Xingping without coming to check out the location that is on the 20 yuan note, and that is this right behind me. There are so many girls out on the lake at the moment actually getting photo shoots done on the bamboo rafts, and this entire area is just so picturesque. This area is also famously known for the Cormorant fishermen, which are these guys over here with the big beards. Basically, traditionally, they were fishermen and they went out and fished all day long. However, in the more modern times, they don't actually fish anymore, but instead they rent out their bamboo rafts for people to do photo shoots on, and they also do a little bit of modelling in their spare time. Two of the oldest fishermen in this village have actually featured in the National Geographic themselves, and something quite unique about these fishermen are that they carry these birds with them. They're called Cormorant birds, and that's where they get the Cormorant fisherman name from, but they're these strange black big birds that they carry either side of their raft, and to me they look a little bit evil, spooky but cool all at the same time.
As the sun started to set, we made our way back to the bike and started the drive the whole way back to Yangshou in the dark, which ended up turning into a pretty unforgettable situation and what is probably our biggest mistake in China yet. So the drive from the ancient town back to Yangshou was about 27k, and it was very interesting to say the least. Our per-wheel electric bike just didn't make it the whole way there. We got about 16k down the journey, and then the battery completely died out, and we were like, what the hell are we gonna do? It is like pitch dark, we had no lights, it was all like uphill as well, and we had no battery, so the bike wouldn't even like go anywhere. And thankfully some like lovely man stopped with us and pulled in at the side of the road, and he was able to like translate over his phone. He was like, if you pay me, I will help you. I was like, fair enough, nothing comes for free here in China, lads. There's absolutely nothing for free. So he asked for 30 yuan, which is like £3, so I was more than happy to give it to him. And Aisling had to turn around, sit in the back of the bike and put her feet up against his bike, and he was driving behind us and just like forcing us along, and he drove us the whole way to the town. And honestly, without him, we would have been snookered. Like, we would not have made it back. I don't know what we would have done, but that was the most ridiculous situation. And like, we've been in some like stupid bike like situations where like we've done silly things, we've like ran out of fuel, but like I think that absolutely like tops the list in terms of like stupid things that we've done on the bike, and we're so happy to be back in the town, but what an experience.
But it definitely wasn't his first rodeo.
He knew what he was doing.
He has done that before. I'm going to say that is a foreigner mistake here.
I reckon
all
there's
the time.
plenty of people that come and rent bikes here, electric bikes, run out of battery on the journey to and from the ancient town, because the bike supposedly does about 60k, the ancient town's like 27k away, so it's like, it's a tight squeeze to get there and back with chance to arm.
If you're going to the ancient town, go, charge the bike, and then come back.
Don't do what we did. Don't make our mistake.
As Owen said, we are back in Yangshou, and we are currently making our way over to West Street, the West Street pedestrian area, and it is crazy, filled with people. There are literally people everywhere. There's people out selling things, there's people out walking, there's people at every corner.
This is bonkers, lads. And like, we've seen big crowds all across China this time around and over the summer here, but I don't believe we've seen it to this extent. This has to be the most extreme.
There's a swarm of people in front of us. A swarm! From everything that I read online, this is the go-to spot in the evening time if you're staying in Yangshou. Some people even come in from where we were to spend the evening here. There's loads of restaurants lining this whole side, and then, as I said, there's just shops everywhere.
Never mind the shops, so this is something I haven't seen anywhere else. There's loads of ladies in the middle of the street selling clothes literally out of their arms. Like, they have loads of things like
out of their arms,
like,
over their arms.
There's loads of dresses like this, like looped over their arms, and like the middle of the street is flooded with them.
They've all got black bags filled with dresses and tops in between their legs, and like literally look at the bag, and then just like loads of clothes. That's one way to do it. It's a giant panda! Well, I wasn't expecting to come across bars and nightclubs, but this is the second like big nightclub that we have
street was getting a little bit too intense for us. It was honestly bonkers in there, just so many people, and there was a wee bit of like pushing and shoving going on, and we just weren't really feeling it for a dinner location. So we've come out a wee bit further, and I'm so glad that we have. We've come to a wee place literally on the side of the street that was doing like fried rice, they were doing like clay pots, they were doing loads of different types of noodles, and we have honestly ordered what looks incredible. So I have went for a clay pot rice with duck and loads of green veg on top of it, and the duck is honestly so juicy, it's ridiculous. Aisling then has went for a braised duck noodle, again filled with loads of greens, and again the duck is fantastic. We've been eating so much duck since coming to China, but this might be the best duck we've honestly had in maybe years, who knows. But what a location this is. We have had a blast today. It's been so much fun getting our bike for the first time here in China. Seeing all the scenery was incredible. The place is beautiful, and we would definitely recommend it for anybody coming to travel to China. For now, we're going to finish off on this food, and hopefully you'll join us again for our next video next Sunday. See you then.